Hi guys, hello and welcome to the Cafe2U Van Diaries Podcast, the podcast where we speak with franchise partners about their journey with Cafe2U and their mobile coffee vans. My name's Callum, the franchise recruitment manager here at Cafe2U, and in each episode we'll speak with one of our amazing franchise partners on how they swap their 9-to-5 grind for freedom, flexibility and great coffee. If you're a coffee lover, a curious entrepreneur, or just want to find out what life is like behind the wheel, then you're in the right place. So grab your favourite brew and let's drive on in. Hi guys, so joining me today is Dean, Cafe2U Wakefield West. Dean, let's rewind that clock a little bit. Tell us what you were doing before Cafe2U.
Well, Callum, before Cafe2U, I worked in the print trade for 18 years, from leaving college fully qualified. I was a print finisher, I was a printer, I was a plate maker, just a bit of everything really. And the shifts no longer fitted into my lifestyle, so it was time for a change.
And funnily enough, Dean, I think the same place that you used to do the printing, we found out print all the labels for our syrup supplier as well.
Yeah, Sweet Bird, yeah. Amongst other things like fresh produce and that kind of thing. And I'm fortunate enough to visit where I used to work, so I still get to see my old work colleagues.
Brilliant. It's always really nice to find out kind of what people's backgrounds are and why they've chosen to join Cafe2U. Why mobile coffee? Why Cafe2U? Did you look at other things?
No, not really. It just started as a bit of a pipe dream. Like I've always enjoyed coffee and wanted to take a bit of a risk and start working for myself, but not having the background of having your own business, I felt like I needed somebody to guide me. So going down the franchise route worked perfectly. What a great option.
Brilliant. And did you look at the franchises, or was it just Cafe2U that kind of jumped out at you?
No, I would just kind of guess I was lucky that I saw Cafe2U first, and they've been brilliant. So
and what, over 12 months on, do you still feel like you're lucky?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like, you do have good days and bad days, but as long as you're having more good days than bad days, I think the first even 12 months in, every day is still a school day, and you're still learning, and you're gradually building up that experience, and you get better at things, so things become easier. You're building up relationships with your customers every day, and that's the biggest asset to it, I think.
Brilliant. And I had the pleasure of doing your launch with you as well, didn't I, Dean?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah, we had a great we had a great couple of weeks. Yeah, and as everybody will probably find out that comes through this process, is that those first 2 weeks are very much a big learning curve. You'll do things right, you'll do things wrong, but I think through all of it we had a great laugh as well, didn't we? And I think I was saying to you the other day that first week, I think we both had tears rolling down our face at some of the things that happened. So you just got to roll with it, I think, and it all falls into place, doesn't it?
Oh, it's them first 2 weeks are, your coffee's not going to be the best, but you're learning every time you make a coffee that you just the one thing Cafe2U drum into you is the standards that they expect. And it is a very cutthroat industry where there is a lot of options, and people won't give you that many chances. If you start serving poor coffee, they have got other options to go elsewhere, but Cafe2U, they'll allow you to ask as many questions. There is always somebody on the end of the phone for you, and as long as you're willing to learn, they'll always help you, that's the biggest asset to it.
Yeah, and I constantly say to kind of candidates, and especially through the whole process of the training, is that we provide some of the best coffee there is. We work with specialty grade coffee, and we can provide the best coffee in the world, but unless you know what you're doing with it, then it makes no difference. And I suppose through all of this, that's why we have customers that that come back, they're coming back for 2-3 things really, that kind of quality, consistency, and they're all also coming back for you as well, Dean. So I think through all of this is if you've got those people skills and you're prepared to get to know people and find out more about them and take that interest, but also have a real kind of pride of ownership and what you're in your business and the things that you're actually providing to your customers, is your business will eventually be established and it will continue to grow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the day-to-day. Dean, what time does the alarm go off? What's the first thing you do in the morning? Talk us through it.
The alarm goes off typically at 5:30, and I'm generally out of the house for 5:45, 5:50, turning everything off. Turning everything off.
To be fair, it's half 5 in the morning, Dean, so I think you probably are turning everything on and off.
No, so everything's turned on by 5:50, and that includes the coffee machine, the oven. So if you're selling hot food, sausage sandwiches, bacon sandwiches, they can take up to an hour to warm up for your first stop at 7.
What time's that first? So first stop at 7.
First stop's at 7.
Okay. How many stops have you got in a day?
I've got 27 stops.
Okay. On average, how long are you spending at each one? 10 to 15 minutes, a little bit less, a little bit longer?
Since COVID, I didn't do it before COVID, but I think since COVID, the workplace has changed so dramatically. So you've got people working from home set days. Like, one of my biggest stops is the card factory. So Mondays and Fridays I can be there 10 minutes, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I can be there up to 40 minutes some Tuesdays. So, and then that obviously has a knock-on effect for the rest of your round. So you're playing catch up a little bit for them days, but I'd say typically 10-15 minutes is a good, good standard. Good
and what
stop.
time would you be finishing the round? What time would you be getting back home?
I'm generally home by the time I've been to Morrison's and got my milk for the following day. I'm generally home for 4 o'clock.
Okay, good. And what do you do? Do you clean the van down straight away when you get home? Do you leave it? Do you go inside, have a bit of respite, and then come back out later on, or do you do it straight away?
I clean the van straight away, because if you don't do it straight away, it starts to wind you up, and then you don't feel like doing it when you've had a rest.
That's true, yeah. That's true. And then also, speaking with you recently, you're doing a lot of events. Do they cover kind of Saturdays, Sundays? Just tell us a little bit more about what those events are.
I've been amazed by the amount of, if you're willing to work, you could work every day if you wanted. I think I've managed to get an event every weekend since the start of April, and 2 Saturday, Sundays, some weekends as well.
Brilliant.
So if it's something that you want to do, and you don't necessarily have to look hard for it, just put something in your local Facebook, like community pages and stuff like that, and reach out to football clubs and junior football clubs, rugby clubs. I've even done a wedding. There's always people. Yeah. Good coffee will always be in demand.
One of the things that when I speak to candidates is that they would tend to mention some of the bigger events. So they'll speak about, what about the, can we get in at some of the big festivals or some of the music events and things like that. But from what you said, Dean, is that it's really important to actually look at some of the smaller events that are easier to get into, that give you that regularity week on week. Because if you know that you've got a kids' football on a Saturday morning or a park run or whatever it might be, is actually that's more valuable than that one big event. And it's more manageable as well, because you're on the van on your own. You might have somebody helping you, but you don't want to have, the van is only so big. There's only so much you can do, and I think it lends itself well to those types of events.
I think the biggest problem you've got is I've done events which, yeah, there might not be. Some people might not see them as great of events. You might do £350, £400, but you've got to make sure or think, how much competition will there be there? Because I've done events and they've stuck me at the side of a bar and it's been 30 degrees this summer.
Yeah.
And everybody's just been having a drink, having a beer, which you can't knock them. I'd want a beer in 30 degrees, it's not ideal coffee drinking weather.
True. Yeah.
But whereas I've had events where they've just been like, you could not necessarily expect much, but you're the only van there, and you'll have a great day.
And it's finding out. I think so. You'll get, over this period of time, you'll be more experienced in being able to find out the questions that you need to ask.
Yeah.
At certain events, where you're going to be positioned, competition, even what range of drinks that you're going to take there. And I think over time is that experience just stands you in good stead to be able to make kind of more informed decisions. So you know that when you do sign up to these things, there's a good chance that it's going to work for you. Whereas initially, I think you kind of try and take everything on and learn from it, which is fairly important. And you'll build up some really good connections there as well. I thought,
like the events are a good. Like I did the Coca-Cola truck came to Wakefield last year.
Yep.
And I don't think I stopped for 4 hours. It was just relentless. But the good learning curves, because then you think, I can do it. It's tough, but don't be scared to chuck yourself in at the deep end.
Yeah.
And another, just because you're paying £200 for a pitch fee or £100 pitch fee, they aren't necessarily going to be a good event.
Yep.
I've had events where I paid £25 for a day and they've been excellent.
Right, everyone, time for the Cafe2U quickfire round. Dean, just say the first thing that comes into your mind.
Yep.
Flat white or cappuccino?
Flat white.
Most popular drink on the route?
Caramel latte.
Song or podcast that gets you pumped in the van?
Supersonic by Oasis.
Good shout. Yeah, good shout. Is that because it's just been on?
Yeah.
Favourite stop of the day?
My favourite stop of the day is my 10:30 stop at Stapleton's Tyres.
Good, the lads. One word to sum up the Cafe2U.
One word to sum up Cafe2U is family.
Yeah, that's a good one. Dean, that's us. Thank you very much. Until next time.
Thank you.
Hi guys, and that's a wrap for Cafe2U Van Diaries episode 1. I hope you all enjoyed it. A huge thank you to Dean for sharing his story with us. And a huge thank you to you, the listeners. Make sure to stay tuned for episode 2 in a few weeks' time. And in the meantime, if you'd like to find out more about the business, then head over to the Cafe2U website below or book a discovery call with me today. Until next time, keep the coffee hot and the conversation flowing.